think many of the religious sisters who are also theologians, meaning that they have a PhD or doctorate in theology, what they face is that they are not full-time theologians. In the United States, first of all, there are very few chairs or tenure positions, definitely post-COVID even less, for PhD holding religious sisters. The same in Germany, in other Western countries. And in all the rest of the world, you would never make any money. In teaching in a seminary, we were just talking about that actually yesterday, you're getting a little bit of a pocket money, but that's not going to be a job. And even for me, I'm teaching at in Berkeley at the Jesuit School of Theology, but that is just a class. So I'm doing a million of other things as well. And I think that is the challenge for religious sisters, theologians, that we really wear 10 different hats. And very often even are in responsibility. You work in formation, you're a superior, you have mission, you work with people on the ground and in very poor situations, and then you walk in the classroom. And all of that is integrated. And I think that is really the amazing advantage of a woman religious who is a theologian, because we bring all that experience to theology. But it is also the downside, because in a certain sense, you're not a professional. You're not a professional theologian in the sense that you're not doing anything else. And that's why women religious need so much support to write, to publish, to get time off, to be able to actually bring all that, what they are living and what they are teaching and what they are researching out there to the people. I would say that theology takes a deep look at reality. It is the connection that theology asks the question that reality is posing. So if you have the situation, say for example, of a very sick child, that's a reality. Now, what kind of question does that cause you to have regarding your faith? And how are you going to understand God in such circumstances of suffering? Now that would be theology. And the same thing is for all the rest of situations in life, beautiful situations, difficult situations, situations that make you just pause. The questions that are asked coming out of these realities are theological questions. They are the questions that we would ask in theology. Where is God? How does God reveal God's self? In what way are biblical texts speaking to these realities? In what way are we thinking through our lives as beings who are related to God, who are created by God, who are in the promise and with the promise to walk towards God. It's very much connected to what I was saying to your first question, and that is that the young theologians need a lot of support, because you carry 5 or 6 or 7 heavy loads, and you are not going to be able to have the time to think and to reflect and to write if you don't get support and don't get practically advocacy and somebody who tells you, hey, I can organize that for you, I can give you the space, I can bring you together with others in a network, I can give you a good mentor at your side, and please write your experience, write theology, good theology for the context you're coming from. I just as we have the sisters here, generally they have so much on their plate. If they wouldn't be here, there would be no way that they would be right now writing theological papers. Well, first of all, I would hope that they stay connected, that they support each other, that they have built friendships with each other, and that they know of each other enough so that they can really continue to also poke each other. Hey, have you written something? Can you share something with me? Send me your new book or your journal article or something like that. But then I also hope that this group brings other religious sisters into the conversation so that it is a snowball system, that it doesn't stay with 20 people, because that's not going to change the situation. And that I have spent a lot of time in Asia, and to really see the need there for sisters to have time to take a moment out and to be able to reflect theologically about really everything that they are experiencing, from human trafficking over political situations, through just work situation, farming situations. I mean, everywhere where we are working on the margins, that needs to be thought about theologically and be brought up to the theological conferences. I think the UISG is excellently located to be a network hub. So in a certain sense, the UISG, because of its global connection, is ideally situated to support the building up of a network. At the same time, it also has, I think, the experience and the wisdom of a good team that understands that the superior needs to be part of the conversation. The general superiors are, and also the provincials or the regional superiors are the ones who have to be in the conversation if a sister needs to be set free, say for 10 days or 14 days to actually write. Because honestly, they lose money, the sister doesn't work in the hospital, the sister doesn't work at the school, so the venture, the institution that those communities run, they don't have anybody else for that position. So I think there is a couple of thought processes that especially superiors need to be involved in, and that we can't only do between UISG and the individual theologian sister. So in 2008, at my institute in Berkeley, at the Jesuit School of Theology of Santa Clara University in Berkeley, California, we were making the observation that there is a lot of priests coming internationally to California, to Jesuit School of Theology, to study doctorates, but no sisters. So we asked for a grant, for a Lilly grant, to go and to travel in Asia and to ask everybody, bishops, priests, provincials, superiors, sisters. We went to theologates, formation programs, and asked, why is it that you do not send sisters? Why do you only send priests? And that was really the eye-opening moment for me, that it became obvious that theology wasn't valued as something that a sister needed, because in a certain sense, a normal catechetical education would be enough so that she could take care of orphans, could work in a parish, could be a teacher at a school or a nurse. But the problem with that is, without a solid foundation of theology, religious life itself is going to be very difficult to be lived until the end of your life in a very secular society. Theology is what gives you the groundwork of asking questions, as I was saying, for asking the questions that reality needs. And so from there on, from 2009 on, I worked for 10 years and brought sisters all across Asia together to share and to build up networks and to write papers. And this, in a certain sense, for me, is really incredibly important if we want to change the church. If the synodal process is supposed to be successful, we will need theologically trained sisters from around the world.